Life often feels like a relentless storm, tossing us between stress, uncertainty, and unexpected challenges. The weight of work, personal conflicts, and unforeseen obstacles can feel overwhelming. But what if there was a way to remain calm in the midst of chaos? A method to stay strong, unshaken, and in control, no matter what life throws your way. This isn't just an idealistic fantasy, it's the essence of Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that has helped countless individuals master their emotions, strengthen their resilience, and live with purpose. Imagine being able to face difficulties without being consumed by frustration or anxiety. To stand firm against adversity with unwavering confidence. The teachings of Stoicism offer more than just abstract ideas. They provide practical strategies for navigating life's inevitable ups and downs. In this journey, the Top Stoic channel will be with you. Explored 10 powerful Stoic principles that can reshape how you approach challenges, relationships, and your own personal growth. Whether you're feeling overwhelmed by responsibilities, struggling with difficult emotions, or searching for a deeper sense of meaning, these time-tested lessons will empower you to thrive. By the end of this video, you'll gain the wisdom and tools to cultivate unshakable tranquility, ensuring that external events no longer control your inner state. We'll uncover how Stoicism teaches mental clarity, emotional resilience, and true happiness, offering a path to a life where you are the master of your own mind. So, stay with me as we dive into this transformative philosophy. And if you find value in what we're sharing, a simple yet meaningful way to support this journey is by subscribing to the channel. Now, let's begin. Number 1. The power of purpose. Your guiding compass in life. Imagine embarking on a journey across a vast, endless ocean with no map, no compass, and no clear destination. You drift aimlessly, at the mercy of shifting winds and unpredictable waves. This is what life feels like without a clear sense of purpose. Directionless, vulnerable, and easily swayed by external forces. The ancient Stoic philosopher Epictetus emphasized the importance of having a firm purpose, stating that challenges reveal our true character, and the greater the challenge, the greater the triumph in overcoming it. This isn't just abstract wisdom, it's a call to action. A strong sense of purpose is your compass, guiding you through life's unpredictable storms. But this purpose doesn't just appear out of nowhere. It is forged through deep reflection on what truly matters to you, not just career goals or personal achievements, but the values and principles you are willing to dedicate your life to. What do you stand for? What kind of person do you aspire to be? These are the questions that lead to a meaningful, unwavering purpose. Once you define your purpose, it becomes your anchor, keeping you steady in the face of adversity. Challenges will inevitably arise, but with a firm purpose, they become stepping stones rather than roadblocks. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by obstacles, you learn to see them as necessary parts of your journey, each one shaping you into a stronger, wiser version of yourself. Think about it this way. When your goals and values are crystal clear, the world around you begins to shrink. The seemingly insurmountable obstacles that once loomed over you are reduced to manageable steps, leading you toward your ultimate purpose. This inner strength, cultivated through Stoic wisdom, cannot be easily shaken. However, a firm purpose is not something you stumble upon by accident. It requires deliberate effort, deep self-examination and an honest re-evaluation of your priorities. You must dig beyond fleeting desires and superficial wants to uncover what truly drives you. This process may involve shedding old habits, shifting perspectives, or even redefining the direction of your life. It's a continuous journey of self-discovery in alignment with your authentic self. Once you have found and embraced your purpose, the next step is to protect and nurture it with discipline and perseverance. This means showing up every day, even when things get difficult. It means pushing through setbacks, learning from failures, and refusing to be derailed by temporary hardships. True resilience is not about avoiding challenges, but about facing them with unwavering commitment. A firm purpose is not just a destination, it is a guiding light that illuminates your path through life. It provides clarity, stability, and an unshakable sense of direction when everything else seems uncertain. Think of it as a beacon in the night, shining brightly even when the storms of life threaten to pull you off course. Your purpose becomes a lifeline, keeping you from drowning in negativity, doubt, or despair. This is the power of Stoicism, not merely a set of rules for living, but a profound philosophy centered on willpower, resilience, and the mastery of the self. Epictetus reminds us that our true strength lies in our ability to remain steadfast in our purpose, no matter what external obstacles arise. With this mindset, nothing is impossible, and no hardship can break your spirit. So take the time to reflect deeply on what truly matters to you. Write it down, internalize it, live by it. Let this purpose be your anchor, your beacon, and your unwavering guide as you navigate the unpredictable waves of life. And remember, when you have a firm purpose, no storm can throw you off course. Number 2, mastering your mind. The key to true freedom. Our emotions are not dictated by external events, they are shaped by our thoughts and perceptions. This means we hold the power to determine how we respond to any situation. Instead of allowing offenses to overwhelm us, we can view them as opportunities to strengthen our patience, self-awareness, and resilience. Imagine this. Every time you resist the urge to react impulsively, you're training your mind like a muscle. Each moment of restraint is a step toward mastering your emotions, enabling you to stay calm, composed, and unshaken no matter what life throws your way. But this level art that requires daily practice. Start with small, intentional habits that help you reclaim authority over your thoughts. For example, set achievable daily goals, self-confidence and discipline. Control your actions and responses, living in the present and cultivating deep awareness of your emotions. When your reactions are a choice, you resilient, less vulnerable. Consider the story of a baker who, perfecting their craft, they are neither discouraged by criticism nor inflated by praise. Instead, they focus solely on improving their skills, paying no mind to fleeting opinions. This unwavering dedication allows them to achieve true mastery and peace of mind. Similarly, when you guard your mind against external distractions, you free yourself to focus on what truly matters, your own growth and development. Protecting your mind also means setting clear boundaries. Be mindful of what you allow into your mental space. Just as you wouldn't fill your home with garbage, you shouldn't let toxic thoughts, negative people, or harmful media clutter your mind. Surround yourself with positive influences that uplift and inspire you. books that expand your knowledge, conversations that challenge your thinking, and people who encourage your growth. Stoic philosophy is more than just an ancient discipline. It's a powerful, practical tool for navigating the modern world. Mastering your emotions doesn't mean suppressing them. It means understanding them deeply and responding in ways that align with your values and purpose. One practical technique for cultivating this control is mindfulness or meditation. These practices help you observe your thoughts and emotions without immediately reacting. In the space between stimulus and response, you gain power and freedom. By consistently practicing mindfulness, you train yourself to pause, reflect, and choose your reactions wisely, instead of being ruled by impulse. Another key to mental resilience is embracing challenges as opportunities for growth. Rather than seeing difficulties as threats to your comfort, recognize them as stepping stones to wisdom and strength. When obstacles arise, remind yourself that each hardship is a chance to become stronger, more disciplined, and more capable. This simple shift in perspective reshapes how you experience adversity, making you more resilient and less susceptible to negativity. Remember, guarding your mind is a lifelong journey. It's about consistently choosing to focus on what you can control: your thoughts, your responses, your attitudes. It's about rejecting the victim mentality and embracing the role of the creator of your own experience. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. And soon, you'll find that external events hold less and less power over your inner peace. Epictetus taught that while we cannot control the actions or opinions of others, we can control how we react to them. This simple truth is the foundation of mental freedom. Even when someone criticizes you harshly, your peace of mind remains in your hands. Number 3. The power of perspective. Mastering criticism with Stoic wisdom. In life, we cannot control what others say about us, but we can control how much power we give to their words. Criticism is inevitable, but it doesn't have to dictate our emotions or self-worth. Instead of fearing it, we can use it as a tool for growth. In today's world, where opinions are shared more freely than ever, we must accept that everyone has their own perspectives, experiences, and values. These won't always align with ours, and that's perfectly normal. The key isn't in trying to change or silence others, but in learning how to process and respond to criticism in a way that strengthens us rather than weakens us. The first step to handling criticism is self-awareness. When you have a deep understanding of your own motivations, values, and intentions, negative words lose their sting. If you know you are acting with integrity and purpose, external opinions become far less significant. You are no longer at the mercy of what others think of you. When faced with criticism, pause before reacting. Ask yourself, is there any truth in this? Sometimes, even the harshest words contain insights that can help us improve. This doesn't mean we must accept all criticism as valid, but being open to learning from it demonstrates maturity and wisdom. A Stoic mind is not defensive, it is reflective. Stoicism also teaches the importance of patience and gentleness. Reacting impulsively often leads to unnecessary conflict, while approaching criticism with patience allows us to maintain composure. Gentleness, on the other hand, helps us preserve relationships even with those who disagree with us. Think of the great spiritual leaders, saints, and ascetics who endured insults with unshakable kindness. Their power lay in their ability to remain calm, centered, and steadfast despite external negativity. Developing a resilient mindset is another key to handling criticism. This does not mean becoming indifferent or dismissing all feedback. Rather, it means recognizing that not all criticism is about you. Often, people project their own insecurities, frustrations, or misunderstandings onto others. When you realize this, you can detach emotionally and not let their words define your self-worth. Remember, you always have the power to choose your response. Just because someone criticizes you does not mean their judgment is an accurate reflection of who you are. You can extract what is useful and discard the rest. This ability to selectively process criticism prevents negativity from weighing you down. Another way to deal with criticism effectively is to engage in constructive dialogue. If criticism comes from a friend, family member, or mentor, it may be worth discussing. Instead of reacting defensively, ask for clarification and share your own perspective calmly. This encourages mutual understanding and respect, strengthening relationships rather than damaging them. Responding to criticism with grace, self-control, and openness to learning also makes you a role model for others. When people witness your ability to handle criticism without anger or insecurity, they respect your strength and emotional intelligence. Your response sets an example of resilience, inspiring others to embrace Stoic principles in their own lives. Epictetus wisely observed that it is not external events that disturb us, but our thoughts about them. When someone criticizes or offends you, the real pain does not come from their words but from your perception and reaction to them. This realization is deeply empowering because it shifts control away from external circumstances and firmly into your own hands. By embracing this mindset, you free yourself from the burden of others' opinions. You reclaim your peace, confidence, and inner strength, proving that true power lies not in controlling the world but in mastering yourself. Number 4. Mastering offense. Turning emotional reactions into strength. It's natural to feel hurt, insulted, or angry when someone offends you. Our emotions are valid and real, but the key to true resilience lies in how we handle them. Stoicism does not ask us to suppress or deny our feelings. Instead, it teaches us to acknowledge them without allowing them to control us. Between every offense and our reaction, there exists a moment of choice, a space where we decide how to respond. In that space lies our power. Do we react impulsively, letting anger take over, or do we respond with wisdom and self-control, aligning our actions with our values and long-term goals? One effective strategy for transforming offense is cognitive reframing. When you feel offended, shift your perspective. Instead of dwelling on the negativity, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Could there be an underlying truth in the situation? This does not mean agreeing with the offender, but rather extracting any valuable lesson that helps you grow. For instance, imagine a friend criticizes your choices, your career, your habits, or your beliefs. Instead of reacting defensively, consider whether their words hold any useful insights. If their criticism is baseless, let it go, but if there's even a grain of truth, use it as an opportunity to reaffirm your values or make positive changes. Another powerful tool is empathy. When someone offends you, take a step back and ask, what might they be going through? People often lash out due to their own struggles, insecurities, or frustrations. This doesn't justify bad behavior, but it helps us respond with understanding rather than hostility. A person's words may reflect more about their own pain than about us. Perhaps the most liberating practice in dealing with offense is forgiveness. Holding onto resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. By forgiving, you are not excusing the offense. You are freeing yourself from the burden of negative emotions. Forgiveness is an act of self-care. It unshackles your mind and allows you to move forward without bitterness. Stoic philosophy also reminds us that true strength is not found in avoiding difficulties, but in facing them and overcoming them. Every time you encounter offense, you have an opportunity to build your resilience. Just as muscles grow stronger through resistance, your character is strengthened by transforming negativity into wisdom. The more you practice this, the more natural it becomes. Over time, you'll find that external events have less and less power over your inner peace. This is not an overnight transformation. It takes consistent effort, self-awareness, and patience. But every small victory, every moment you choose understanding over anger, patience over reaction, reinforces a powerful habit of emotional mastery. Epictetus famously said that we are the ones who assign meaning to events. It is not the events themselves that disturb us, but our interpretation of them. Fear, we create them through our thoughts. And if we create them, we can also reshape and control them. Fear, for example, often arises from uncertainty, the anticipation of negative outcomes. It is meant to protect us, but if left unchecked, it becomes paralyzing. Instead of avoiding what scares us, Stoicism teaches us to face it directly. Break it down. What exactly am I afraid of? What is the worst that could happen? Often, when examined rationally, fear loses its power. Take public speaking as an example. The fear of standing in front of an audience might come from a fear of judgment or failure. But step back and ask yourself, is the audience really here to tear me down? Most likely, they are there to listen and learn. And even if you stumble, will it ruin your life? No. Every great speaker has made mistakes. The more you face your fear and take action despite it, the weaker it becomes. Mastering offense, fear, and emotional reactions is not about numbing ourselves. It's about reframing our perspectives, practicing self-discipline, and choosing responses that align with our highest values. And in doing so, we become stronger, calmer, and truly free. Number 5. Overcoming shame. Transforming regret into growth. Shame is a powerful emotion that can make us feel deeply unworthy, inadequate, or flawed. It often arises from past mistakes, societal expectations, or personal failures, trapping us in a cycle of self-judgment. However, Stoicism teaches us to confront shame with courage and self-compassion, allowing us to use it as a stepping stone for growth rather than a burden we carry indefinitely. Instead of suppressing shame or allowing it to fester, face it directly. Acknowledge your past mistakes, but do not let them define you. Ask yourself, why did this happen? What can I learn from it? How can I become a better person because of it? By engaging in honest self-reflection, we transform shame into wisdom, a lesson that shapes our future choices rather than a wound that keeps us stuck in the past. One of the most effective ways to break free from shame is self-forgiveness. Holding on to shame keeps us trapped in self-criticism and regret, preventing us from moving forward. However, forgiving ourselves does not mean excusing our mistakes. It means accepting them, learning from them, and choosing to let go of their emotional grip, just as we would encourage a friend to move past their errors. We must extend the same kindness to ourselves. To overcome fear and shame, start small. Expose yourself gradually to situations that trigger these emotions, using each experience as a chance to build resilience. Over time, what once seemed overwhelming loses its power over you. This process of desensitization allows you to step outside your comfort zone and realize that fear and shame are often far more significant in our minds than they are in reality. Another important lesson from Stoicism is the power of community and support. Shame thrives in isolation, but when we share our struggles with trusted friends, mentors, or a supportive community, we often find understanding, encouragement, and perspective. More often than not, you will discover that others have faced similar challenges, and their insights can help ease your burden. The ancient Stoic philosopher Epictetus advised that we should prepare for difficulties before they arise, so that when challenges do come, we face them calmly and rationally. This practice isn't about being pessimistic or expecting the worst, but rather being mentally ready for anything. When we anticipate obstacles, we are not caught off guard, but instead, we are prepared with potential solutions and a resilient mindset. One practical way to develop this mindset is through a technique called premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. This involves mentally rehearsing potential setbacks and strategizing ways to respond effectively. For example, before a major presentation or meeting, think about what could go wrong: technical issues, difficult questions, or personal anxiety. By visualizing these scenarios beforehand, you reduce their emotional impact and approach them with confidence when they actually occur. This practice does not mean dwelling on negativity, but rather training your mind to handle difficulties with grace. When you have already envisioned yourself overcoming challenges, you are far less likely to be thrown off balance when they happen in real life. Instead, you remain calm, focused, and in control, a core principle of Stoic resilience. Anticipating obstacles also means being flexible and adaptable. Life rarely goes exactly as planned, and rigid expectations can lead to disappointment and stress. But by accepting that things may not always go as expected, you free yourself from frustration and develop the ability to adjust your course without losing your peace of mind. Lastly, while it is important to be prepared for difficulties, it is equally crucial to recognize your strengths. A balanced perspective allows you to acknowledge challenges while also remembering your ability to overcome them. Every hardship you have faced has made you stronger, wiser, and more capable, and by embracing this reality, you step into life's uncertainties with confidence and inner peace. Number 6. Cultivating inner strength. The power of resilience and perspective. True strength is not about avoiding hardships but about developing the ability to face them with courage and wisdom. One of the most effective ways to cultivate inner strength is by acknowledging the skills, knowledge, and resources you already possess. When you recognize the support systems available to you, whether they are personal skills, past experiences, or relationships that uplift you, you gain confidence in your ability to overcome challenges. This balanced approach ensures that you remain prepared without falling into excessive worry or negativity. A crucial component of inner strength is understanding that obstacles are inevitable. Instead of fearing difficulties, we should embrace them as opportunities to grow. This shift in mindset fosters patience and perseverance, two essential qualities emphasized in Stoic philosophy. When you develop a long-term perspective, you begin to value persistence over immediate success. Setbacks no longer feel like failures but rather like stepping stones leading to greater wisdom and resilience. To strengthen this mindset, reflecting on past experiences can be incredibly valuable. Ask yourself, what obstacles have I faced before? How did I overcome them? What strategies worked, and what could I improve? By analyzing past challenges, you refine your problem-solving abilities and prepare more effectively for future difficulties. Each experience teaches you something, making you more adaptable and mentally fortified. Another powerful tool for building inner strength is mindfulness. When you cultivate the habit of staying present and aware, you become more attuned to potential challenges before they escalate. Mindfulness enhances emotional regulation, ensuring that you remain calm and composed even in high-pressure situations. Instead of reacting impulsively, you develop the ability to respond with clarity and intention. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This simple yet profound idea captures the essence of true resilience. Our greatest power does not lie in controlling external events, but in mastering our inner responses. Whether it's harsh criticism, an unexpected failure, or personal disappointment, we always have the freedom to choose how we react. This choice not only defines our character but also shapes the course of our lives. A key element of inner strength is learning to distinguish between what is within our control and what is not. We cannot dictate how others behave or what opinions they hold, but we can control our own attitudes, decisions, and emotional responses. This understanding is liberating because it shifts our focus from external turbulence to our inner stability. Instead of wasting energy on things beyond our influence, we redirect it towards self-improvement and personal growth. Another vital aspect of inner strength is forgiveness. Holding onto resentment and grudges drains emotional energy and clouds judgment. Stoicism teaches us that just as we must control our reactions, we must also practice letting go. Forgiveness does not mean excusing harmful behavior. Rather, it means releasing its hold on us. By choosing to forgive, we free ourselves from the emotional burdens of anger and bitterness, creating space for peace and clarity. Perhaps one of the most defining traits of a strong mind is resilience. Life is filled with unexpected twists, disappointments, and setbacks, but how we handle them determines our inner fortitude. Instead of viewing challenges as obstacles, see them as training grounds for your mental and emotional strength. Every hardship you endure makes you stronger, more adaptable, and less vulnerable to life's uncertainties. The journey to inner strength is not about perfection. It is about deliberate practice and continuous growth. Each time you choose patience over frustration, wisdom over impulse, and understanding over resentment, you reinforce the foundation of an unshakable spirit. Over time, external events lose their power to disrupt your peace, And you become someone who stands firm in the face of life's storms, not because life is easy, but because you have cultivated the strength to navigate it with resilience and grace. Number 7. Strength through community, gratitude, and self-mastery. True resilience is not built in isolation. While inner strength begins within, it is reinforced by the people we surround ourselves with and the principles we uphold. Stoicism teaches that seeking strength in community, faith, and shared wisdom can help us navigate life's difficulties with greater clarity and resolve. Surrounding yourself with supportive, like-minded individuals who uplift and challenge you creates an environment that nurtures personal growth. Engage in conversations that expand your thinking and expose you to new perspectives. If you have a spiritual practice, draw upon it for guidance and grounding, using it as a source of stability in uncertain times. These external forces reinforce your resilience and give you a deeper sense of purpose and belonging. Another powerful tool for building mental and emotional fortitude is gratitude. When you shift your focus from what you lack to what you already have, you cultivate a more positive and resilient mindset. Even in difficult moments, there is always something to appreciate, whether it's a lesson learned, a supportive friend, or simply the opportunity to keep moving forward. By regularly practicing gratitude, you train your mind to seek the good in every situation, making it easier to maintain balance and composure even in the face of adversity. Inner strength also involves embracing vulnerability. Many people equate vulnerability with weakness, but in reality, acknowledging your fears and insecurities is a profound act of courage. When you face your doubts with honesty and self-compassion, you transform them into sources of strength rather than burdens to carry. This self-acceptance allows you to move through life with authenticity and confidence. It does not mean suppressing your emotions or pretending they don't exist. Rather, it means recognizing them without allowing them to dictate your actions. A key element of self-mastery is learning to pause and reflect before reacting. In any given situation, there is a space between stimulus and response, and within that space lies your power to choose how you react. Consider a common scenario: driving through heavy traffic. Someone cuts you off, and your immediate reaction might be anger or frustration. However, will honking aggressively or shouting really improve the situation? Probably not. Instead, practicing patience and restraint allows you to maintain control over your emotions, preventing an unnecessary escalation of stress. Beyond controlling immediate reactions, self-mastery also involves delaying gratification. In today's world, where instant rewards are constantly at our fingertips, it's easy to give in to short-term pleasure at the cost of long-term growth. However, Stoicism teaches that true strength lies in patience, perseverance, and self-discipline. Whether it's resisting the urge to procrastinate, staying committed to personal goals, or exercising restraint in difficult conversations, the ability to delay gratification is a fundamental aspect of developing mental resilience. This principle also applies to how we communicate in moments of tension. When emotions run high, it's tempting to lash out or say things we later regret, but Stoicism encourages us to speak with intention, not impulse. Before responding in anger, consider: are my words constructive? Do they align with my values? Will they help or harm the situation? By practicing verbal restraint, You foster stronger and more respectful relationships, a crucial aspect of a fulfilling and stable life. Developing self-restraint requires self-awareness and conscious effort. It's about recognizing your impulses and actively choosing to master them. This might involve setting personal boundaries, practicing mindfulness, or developing habits that reinforce self-discipline. For example, if you struggle with procrastination, create a structured schedule that keeps you focused and productive. If you often find yourself overcome with anger, engage in relaxation techniques that help you maintain a sense of calm in stressful situations. Finally, Stoicism emphasizes the importance of acting according to reason rather than impulse. When faced with important decisions, take a step back and consider the long-term consequences rather than making a hasty choice driven by emotion. A thoughtful, measured approach to decision-making ensures that your actions align with your values, reinforcing the inner strength that allows you to navigate life with wisdom, grace, and resilience. Number 8. The power of acceptance and intentional action. In every decision we make, there is value in pausing, reflecting, and choosing wisely. Rushing into action without thought can lead to regret, while careful deliberation ensures that our choices align with our values and long-term goals. When faced with an important decision, take the time to gather information, weigh the pros and cons, and consider the broader impact of your actions. A well-reasoned approach leads to better outcomes, a greater sense of control, and a life lived with purpose. However, exercising restraint does not mean passivity or inaction. It is about acting with intention, not impulse. Every action we take carries consequences, and true wisdom lies in understanding and accepting responsibility for them. By developing the ability to pause before reacting, we become more effective in reaching our goals while maintaining inner peace and emotional balance. One way to strengthen this self-discipline is through daily reflection. At the end of each day, take a few moments to review your actions. Were there moments when you acted impulsively? What triggered your reaction? How could you have responded differently? By engaging in consistent self-assessment, you build greater self-awareness and reinforce your ability to act with mindfulness rather than emotion. A practical approach to mastering self-restraint is to cultivate a mindfulness practice. Whether through meditation, deep breathing, or simply being more aware of your thoughts and emotions, mindfulness enhances your ability to recognize impulses before they take over. Instead of reacting on instinct, you develop the capacity to observe your urges, acknowledge them, and choose a more thoughtful response. This practice is particularly useful in moments of frustration, stress, or temptation, allowing you to maintain clarity and composure. At the core of self-restraint is acceptance, the understanding that not everything is within our control. Resistance to reality only creates unnecessary suffering, wasting energy on things we cannot change instead of focusing on what we can do. For example, losing a job is undoubtedly stressful. However, dwelling on frustration and regret does little to improve the situation. Instead, by accepting reality and focusing on the next steps, updating your resume, reaching out to contacts, exploring new career paths, you regain control and navigate the challenge with resilience. One of the most effective ways to develop acceptance is through mindfulness and meditation. These practices encourage us to stay present and acknowledge life as it unfolds. Without judgment, the ability to accept each moment with all its imperfections and uncertainties forms a foundation for both inner peace and adaptability. Importantly, acceptance does not mean surrendering to circumstances. Stoicism teaches that even in adversity, there is an opportunity for growth, learning, and personal transformation. When confronted with hardship, ask yourself, what lesson can I take from this? How can this experience strengthen me? This shift in perspective turns obstacles into stepping stones, allowing setbacks to become valuable learning experiences rather than sources of distress. Another important aspect of acceptance is letting go of perfectionism. Many of us strive for flawless careers, relationships, and achievements, but this relentless pursuit often leads to stress and dissatisfaction. Perfection is an illusion. Instead of chasing it, we should focus on progress, effort, and growth. Acceptance does not mean lowering our standards. It means understanding that imperfection is part of the human experience. When we embrace our flaws with compassion, we free ourselves to live more fully and authentically. A powerful tool for fostering acceptance is gratitude. When we shift our focus from what we lack to what we have, our mindset transforms from scarcity to abundance. Even in difficult times, there is always something to appreciate: a kind gesture, a personal strength, a lesson learned. Practicing gratitude regularly reinforces a positive outlook, making it easier to accept and embrace life as it is. Finally, acceptance extends to our relationships. Often, we set unrealistic expectations for how others should behave, leading to frustration when reality does not match our desires. Understanding that people are imperfect, just like us, fosters greater patience, empathy, and deeper connections. When we accept others as they are, rather than as we wish them to be, we cultivate harmony in relationships and inner tranquility. Ultimately, acceptance and self-restraint go hand in hand. By choosing deliberate action over impulsive reaction, by embracing imperfection rather than resisting it, and by focusing on what we can control rather than what we cannot, we create a life of wisdom, resilience, and peace. Number 9. Embracing human nature and living in harmony. True connection begins with acceptance, seeing people for who they truly are, with both their strengths and flaws. When we stop expecting perfection from others, we create space for understanding, patience, and deeper relationships. This doesn't mean excusing harmful behavior, but rather recognizing that everyone is on their own journey, facing their own struggles. By practicing empathy and compassion, we cultivate authentic connections and foster mutual growth. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus, along with other great thinkers, emphasized the importance of living in accordance with nature. This principle isn't just about adapting to the natural world. It's about aligning our actions with our rational and social nature, understanding our role in the grand design of life, and making choices that reflect our true essence. To live according to nature, we must first cultivate self-awareness. This requires deep reflection on who we are, what we value, and what truly fulfills us. Instead of blindly conforming to societal pressures or external expectations, we should focus on making choices that resonate with our authentic selves. When we understand our strengths, weaknesses, and natural inclinations, we gain the clarity to live with purpose and integrity. Life moves in cycles: growth, stability, decline, and renewal. Just as the seasons change, by accepting these natural rhythms rather than resisting them, we can embrace life's transitions with grace and resilience. Rather than fearing change, we recognize it as an inevitable and necessary part of existence. At the heart of living according to nature lies the cultivation of virtues, the guiding principles that shape our actions and define our character. The Stoics highlighted 4 essential virtues. Wisdom helps us see reality clearly and make well-reasoned decisions. Courage gives us the strength to face adversity and take meaningful action. Justice ensures that we act with fairness and integrity in our interactions. Temperance allows us to maintain self-control and find balance in all aspects of life. By nurturing these virtues, we align ourselves with our rational nature, enabling us to navigate life's challenges with clarity, resilience, and purpose. Number 10. Living in harmony with nature and others. Stoicism teaches us that to live a meaningful and fulfilling life, we must recognize our interconnectedness with those around us. As social beings, we are not meant to exist in isolation. Our well-being is deeply tied to the well-being of our community. Living in alignment with nature means embracing empathy, compassion, and cooperation, fostering relationships that uplift and support one another. By contributing to the greater good, we not only strengthen our communities but also fulfill our own deeper purpose. Another core aspect of living according to nature is embracing simplicity and focusing on what truly matters. In a world overflowing with distractions, materialism, and constant noise, it's easy to lose sight of our core values. Stoicism urges us to strip away the unnecessary, making room for the things that bring genuine fulfillment, meaningful relationships, personal growth, and inner peace. This could mean decluttering both our physical and mental spaces, prioritizing experiences over possessions, and dedicating time to self-care and reflection. By simplifying our lives, we create more space for joy, clarity, and purpose. A key principle in Stoic philosophy is the practice of acceptance and gratitude. Instead of constantly resisting life's uncertainties or obsessing over control, Stoicism encourages us to trust the natural flow of life. When we let go of the need to dictate every outcome, we experience greater peace and resilience. Gratitude plays a crucial role in this. By focusing on what we have rather than what we lack, we shift our mindset from one of scarcity to one of abundance. The ability to appreciate the present moment, regardless of circumstances, is one of the greatest sources of contentment and fulfillment. Living according to nature also means being mindful of our impact on the environment. As part of the natural world, we have a responsibility to protect and preserve it. This includes making sustainable choices, reducing waste, and respecting the delicate balance of ecosystems. When we act with environmental consciousness and responsibility, we honor our connection to nature and contribute to a better world for future generations. Incorporating mindfulness into our daily lives helps us align with our true selves and make more intentional choices. Whether through meditation, deep breathing, or simple moments of reflection, mindfulness allows us to slow down and engage with the present. It reminds us to act with purpose rather than impulse, ensuring that our actions reflect our values and higher principles. As we conclude this journey through Stoic wisdom, remember this: true power does not come from controlling the external world. It comes from mastering your own mind and actions. When you embrace the principles of inner strength, resilience, and wisdom, you create a life that is rooted in peace, purpose, and fulfillment. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Stoicism with the Top Stoic channel. If you found these insights valuable, continue your journey by diving deeper into the philosophy. Stay strong, stay present, and walk the path of wisdom.